YouTube, it's Above Average Cody, and today for you guys, I compile all of the tips that I found help me a lot with my long-range gunfights to hopefully help you guys get more wins in your lobbies, no matter how far away the enemies are. And first, we're going to dive into what I'm personally running for settings that I think help me with my scoping and descoping in these gunfights, and then what kind of tricks that I found really help me succeed in these longer range gunfights, whether I'm getting shot at or not. Now, we're going to start off in the controller settings tab here, guys, in settings. And really the only setting that's truly going to matter is your hold to zoom. Now, the trick I'm going to give you that's really helped me out, it's not really going to matter with this setting, but I want to say I do have hold to zoom on so that it is basically less button presses for me to get in and out of the scope. So to go into the scope, guys, obviously hold down the trigger, and as long as I'm holding down and not getting shot at, I will stay in the scope, and I can do whatever I need to do here, and then when I let it go, it's done. There are people that like to just have it on toggle where you press it and it scopes in and you have to press it again to scope out. That's just not me. This is what's more comfortable for me. Again, it's not really going to matter when I give you this next little segment here, but just for reference, guys, I do run the hold to zoom, so it's only down if I'm holding it, and I find it helps this next step go a little bit faster, which is scoping in and out yourself. Obviously, guys, when you get shot at, you get knocked out of your scope, and this bot is not shooting back at us, so we don't have to worry about that, but it'll look something like this, you know. Anytime a bullet hits you or you take any damage, you are bounced out of your scope, whether you're holding down the stick, whether you're toggled in, or whatever you have the setting at, guys. Now, to counteract this, the way I practice, guys, is I will literally do this in my gunfights. We're actually going to go back to those clips I was playing at the beginning, but to practice this, guys, let's get a bot that's moving, and he's standing completely still. But I will literally take my long-range gunfights like this, and I am literally just holding it. And I will do this in practice as well to work on the fights, guys. And the reason is, you can practice your long-range gunfights like this, right? Just stay scoped in the entire time. It's awesome. But then when you go into an actual game and somebody is shooting back at you, you find you cannot hit a bullet for the life of you because you keep getting knocked out of your scope, guys, right? And if you just sit here and keep holding it down, guys, you're never going to get into your scope. And more importantly, the more comfortable you are with your scoped in sensitivity, when you move your right stick and you let go, you are going to be looking in a completely different direction. I've talked about this in a lot of long-range gunfight and aiming videos, guys, because the sensitivity scaling is different. The sensitivity here is going to be much lower than the sensitivity here. As you can see, a much bigger circle with the reticle. Some people will actually try to counter this by changing their zoom level sensitivity, but I really do not think that is the best way, because that can throw you off with a lot of other scopes, and if heaven forbid your controller settings reset, which I think that bug is finally gone, but if it does, you're going to be all screwed up trying to figure out what you had each of your scopes at. I run all default on all the zoom sensitivities, guys, but if you do this and you always practice with this, guys, the sensitivity will not matter because you are so comfortable with these little micro adjustments that you're so light on the right stick where you are very, like, good at keeping the reticle over the enemy no matter the sensitivity changes, guys. And the reason that you kind of practice this is it forces you to use a lot of left stick. Because if I do this with my right stick, guys, you can see I'm ending up just all over the place. However, when I'm keeping it centered over the enemy, I'm doing very little right stick aim. Very little. I'll just use my left stick to do the majority of the movements, and just my right stick for very subtle movements. I'm doing maybe this much movement when I'm taking this gunfight over long range here. This is because of that sensitivity difference, guys. If you're going in and out of your scope and you're just slamming the stick up, down, left, right, all the way, you end up looking all over the place. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about because we've all been in that fight where we're about to get the kill, and then we get hit, and then we're looking at the sky, and then we have to come back, recenter our reticle, and what have you. So, to counteract this, guys, just keep pressing the left trigger in each time. You'll see the pros do this a lot, and even if I'm not getting descoped, you'll see me doing this, which is why we're going to go through those clips in a second here, guys. just because I'm so used to it, and it helps me not really throw off my sensitivity, because again, the more comfortable you get sitting inside of this scope, like I talked about, if you're practicing this way for your long-range gunfights, the more surprised you're going to be, and the more it's going to throw off your aim when you finally get knocked out of your scope and you find yourself looking at the beautiful sky. And now that part was really hard to explain, kind of showing you in the weapon drills, so I'm going to walk you guys through what I just talked about in some of these clips here. I swear I know how to spell range. This is just a clip I kind of threw together of some quick little clips here. And here you could see just pretty much a textbook gunfight right at the beginning. And then if we move up here to this later gunfight I take down here, you can see before he even hits me, I'm scoping in and out, and it leads to me getting some good damage in, and I back him right off. So again, you can see here, before those bullets even hit me, guys, every single time I'm going right back in with that left trigger. And you can see I almost never move my reticle off that one situation. Here we have a nice 1v1 where I actually get the win here. Same exact thing. Just constantly press that left trigger, guys. And you will be able to just hold your reticle over. But you can see how little right stick movement I'm actually using in these gunfights here. This last one's a pretty good example of that as well. There's going to be an enemy that comes out top bridge here, guys. And you can see I start, like, knocking myself out of the scope. By that, I mean I just keep taking my finger off the trigger like I was talking about. And then I realize I'm not really getting hit that much, and I don't really have to. It's kind of like an adjustment. But I also scope out because I need to do that correction down. Because if he descopes me while I'm in my scope trying to correct that, what we talked about, I'm going to be looking right at the ground because of the sensitivity scaling difference from being in the scope to being out of the scope. So here, I put in some shots here. Even though I don't get scoped out, I see he's going to drop. So I scope out. I keep moving my reticle over him, and then I scope right back in as I bring the reticle down to bring the reticle there, and then just keep scoping in. And you can see every freeze frame I'm showing you, my reticle is somewhere in the vicinity of the enemy, and then I do end up going in there to get the kill. I definitely think if you're not comfortable with your general aim and things like that in the scope, guys, it's okay to practice scoped in to start to get a feel for it. But if you really want to succeed in these long-range gunfights against pretty accurate enemies, I really do think this trick of constantly pressing the left trigger will help you a whole lot, because that has been what has taken my long-range gunfights to the next level. In the past, this 1v1 gunfight right here, I would have literally just shot from here, from the hip, and just been like, oh, I'm just going to get knocked out of my scope anyways. I'd probably lose that gunfight 10 times out of 10, because I promise you a lot of people are using this trick that I'm showing you. I wouldn't even call it a trick. I think it's just the most efficient way to take a longer range gunfight, guys. But the better you can get at keeping your reticle over the enemy through the entire process by way of using that left stick aim, you're going to see how much easier these long-range gunfights come to you. Because again, scoped in, reticle's over them, reticle still over the enemy, comes off the enemy a little bit, but I strafe back to the left until he meets the reticle, and then I kind of match his strafe, and it just leads to me hitting better shots and getting the really nice 1v1 win at pretty decent distance. Now, a lot of people won't consider this an insane distance, but again, it's a distance where if you are hip firing, you're kind of at the liberty of how well your bullets are going to magnetize to that enemy. So why not guarantee it with scoping in and just getting better at scoped in gunfights. And in this gunfight even, guys, you can see I took no damage there, but I still scope out because it's force of habit. And then as I'm able to realize that the enemy's not even looking at me, I just end up staying in the scope to put in better shots, and I end up getting like a super easy kill there. So you don't always have to be doing the left trigger thing, but there's nothing like harming your aim doing it. You know what I mean? Because if an enemy comes up to your right or something, just stop doing it and turn like normal. This does take a lot of muscle memory. It takes a lot of getting comfortable with it. But if you can implement this trick, guys, once I started doing it, I know my long-range gunfights improved literally tenfold. So what I showed you in the weapon drills, guys, even if you don't have to have the bot shooting at you to practice this. Just get comfortable pressing whatever your ADS is. I keep saying left trigger because my left trigger is my aim down sight. But whatever you have your aim down sight as, guys, just keep pushing that button in and just practice doing that, because you're pretty much just getting used to the whole like process of getting descoped. You're just doing it yourself. But that's literally the best way to get comfortable with it, guys. And I promise you, once you get comfortable doing that, these long-range gunfights are going to come so easy. If you're doing this down in like platinum or even lower diamond lobbies, guys, where I first learned this, you are going to obliterate kids across the map. The better you can keep your reticle over the enemy, the better you're going to be at these gunfights and the more bullets you're going to hit. This can also improve your overall accuracy too, because a lot of people have horrendous accuracy stats just because of them hip firing across the map trying to hit more bullets. I'm not saying you can't just hip fire across the map. I know plenty of people that don't really care to scope. But again, I've been having a ton of success with this, so I've been wanting to make this video for you guys. So yeah, I guess my main tip is just left stick aim and just keep pressing the scope in button mid gunfight. Do whatever you have to do to keep that reticle over the enemy, and don't put yourself in the situation where you're the guy that's right stick aiming and then you're looking at the sky when you get descoped, because you feel silly when it happens, you look silly when it happens, and just it makes it absolutely impossible to win that gunfight. So I really hope this kind of made sense for you guys. It doesn't sound... I feel like I really didn't explain it that good. I feel like it sounds confusing. But this is literally all I did, and I have been noticeably winning more long-range gunfights and just feeling a lot more confident shooting across the map. So definitely try it out, guys. Let me know what you think. And please, guys, you veterans in the comments, let anybody know if you have any long-range gunfight tips. I'll heart it and have it go to the top so people can get help from you guys as well. But outside of that, guys, subscribe to the channel. We upload literally every day. We stream this game 5 days a week. Best community I could possibly ask for. Hit that sub button, guys. Leave a like on the video. Already mentioned, leave me a comment, guys. I hope I explained this good for you guys, but if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. If you just want me to go in more detail on anything that was in this video. But outside of that, guys, channel membership, super thanks to like support monetarily. It helps me out a lot as a content creator, but please do not feel like you have to. But alrighty, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. Get out there, work on your long range gunfights, and stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.